everyone, I hope you're doing great. You're doing well wherever you are in the planet. Let's talk today about prosperity. I think that is something that everyone wants to know more about. If you ask people what they want in terms of prosperity, very often they mention the money aspect and material aspect of life. But I would like to emphasize here in this video and talk to you about prosperity at different levels and how we can expand ourselves into being prosperous in different ways, maybe that we haven't explored, or maybe that we have explored but not necessarily with much depth. So that's the importance of having those moments of reflection, right? Of just sitting still for a bit with yourself, but also have those interactions, because life in itself is always moved by exchanges. We are constantly exchanging our everything with nature. We are part of nature, right? And you have the animals, we have the plants, we have the minerals and other beings and the cats and dogs, and we're constantly exchanging, and sometimes we are not necessarily looking at what is essential, and what is essential to you in terms of values. What has true value in your life? If you could say something that is truly meaningful to you, what would you say? What would you say? What is it that you see yourself in this space that it creates of a joy, of inner contentment or peace of mind? If you're not having that, it's not that you're not having that. It may be that you have disconnected yourself temporarily from that, but can always go back inside of you, because this is something that is natural. It's something that is part of your being. Your essence is inner contentment and peace, and that kind of joy that is a genuine joy. It's not the kind of joy that is fuzzy or it's full of ups and downs. However, even if you are experiencing those ups and downs, can you just observe that happening? Can you just allow yourself to go through these movements within yourself, knowing that this will take you into a better place if you just allow it to flow through you? There are so many things that are not necessarily tangible, but that we know, that we can feel whenever we interact with something. It can be maybe when we are walking down the streets and then there's a dog or a cat, and if you're very connected to animals, those small animals, that some of them seem to be like very friendly from the start. You just look at them and there's a connection, while in other occasions doesn't necessarily have that. So this is natural. However, in our essence, it doesn't mean that there is a separation between us. There is when it comes to our presentation and how we look and how we interact with each other, and our backgrounds in terms of what we preferred to put our attention and our focus upon. But in essence, we are all having this inside of us, this inner peace and contentment. It's not something that you have to chase. The same thing with the joy. Joy is something that is part of who we are, the genuine joy. And this genuine joy, you can always recollect that. You can always activate that again and again as much as you want within you. It's not something that is dependable on something outside. You don't have, for example, let's talk about prosperity. We are already talking about prosperity, but going into this more physical aspect of prosperity that most people tend to be more interested in, which is money. Do you need to consume something, to buy things around to feel joy? No. In fact, we we don't need it. But if you have maybe something that you're not seeing, or you're not willing to see it at a deeper level, it might be that you have that kind of behavior of wanting something outside because then you can feel happy, or then you can feel joyful. And I'm not saying that I haven't had those moments. What I'm saying is that the moment that you realize that, you start to make shifts within yourself. You start giving yourself the opportunity to reflect on your own behaviors and also in your own emotions. And just paying attention and becoming aware of them is what changes everything. So you don't have to be looking outside sometimes for answers. Um, you can, of course, receive some feedbacks from the outside, right? But you can look at yourself and then say, oh, okay, now I realize that I'm behaving this way because I'm searching for something um, that seems to be the source of joy for me. But then you can see that actually you don't need that. You are already joyful by nature. Your essence is that genuine joy, that inner contentment. I'm not saying that we don't have the superficial feelings, right? It's like layers of emotions, while we also have that essential part of us. So this is also good for recognizing limiting beliefs. We have spoken a little bit about this in previous videos, so if you're interested, you can have a check later on. But these layers, the superficial layers of emotions, they are not representative of who you are. They are just emotions that emerged probably from memories that you have, or those limiting beliefs that started to have this repercussion as behaviors in your daily life, and maybe in your interpretation of the world around you, you know. But that doesn't mean that you cannot change that. You can change it. You can change it. And the best thing is that you going inside can be the most powerful and faster way of making and going through those shifts. It's not about denying the emotions, but just realizing what is behind them. Okay, what is this emotion is telling me now? It is telling me now something that I was not looking at. Ah, okay. What I haven't seen about this that is so present that I have not been willing to see, maybe. And then you can recognize, oh, this is a belief that I have about this topic, you know, these constant thoughts that I have on this. And then by recognizing that thought, you can shift the thought. And it's so interesting because your body can flush all that out. And it's an easy process because we are grander. We are grander than what we think we are. I don't even know if there's this word grander in English, but you got this. You understood that, right? So, how about giving the opportunity to go deeper and recognizing that you can prosper in ways that you have never thought it was possible, that you've never thought that existed, and all created by this magnificence of you, of who you are. And yeah, so just go deeper, and the external world will reflect that back to you. So if you're abundant, what else can you expect outside of you except abundance? Same thing with joy, the genuine joy. Same thing with the prosperity in other areas of life. And how much are we willing to share this with others, to give in a way that is healthy. I know that this can bring so many possibilities of thought and judgment and beliefs, and that's why I'm not going to go deeper into that. But I think that is a good starting point for recognizing what those beliefs are and what they mean to you and what is essential to you and what you have as a true value in life. So we have different perspectives. With those different perspectives, they are coexisting. And sometimes we have this expectation of the world, or like the world to understand us, to, But is it about understanding? Is it truly about understanding, or is it about you just being you? You just being you. And you being you, coexisting with those around you. And when we talk about prosperity, especially the visible ones that most people are focused upon, it's all about exchanges. So what are you willing to share? What are you willing to give? And what are you opening yourself to receive? Are you opening yourself to receive? What are your emotions about that? When you have exchanges with others, are you joyful? Are you loving? Are you peaceful? And if you're not feeling that way, what's in the way? And what's in the way is what truly matters? Or what's in the way? Something that can bring you back home to yourself and have this realization that you can feel peaceful while you have exchanges. You can feel loving while you exchange with others. You can feel joyful as those exchanges happen. And when they happen, those exchanges, are they being good for you, for others, for everyone? Are you being inclusive? Are you being inclusive? Are you recognizing the coexistence? What is the best? What's the best? The exchanges of anything that we do, um, and that people do, and that we receive from them, depends, of course, in our openness and willingness to give and to receive. Are you preventing yourself to giving? Are you preventing yourself to receiving? Money comes after that. It follows this. So you're bigger than it. Mm? You can make use of it. You can better direct it in a way that you can bring yourself comfort, bring other people comfort, but without attaching yourself to any kind of neediness perception or fear that you giving something that is meaningful to you or that's something that's done in a balanced way wouldn't be possible because you can give something to you. You know, there are many people who accumulate money but they don't allow themselves to have pleasurable moments. And there are those that want money, but they are not being willing to give, to exchange, to offer something that is of value to others. So we have to look at each other. So we have to look to others. We have to look at ourselves. This is when exchanges happen. This is when prosperity and abundance flows. This is how things grow. It's not just about me, or you, or him, her. They have, I don't. I have, you don't. Forget about this. This is all like the muddiness that are not needed anymore. We can release that. We can all release that. We are all prosperous. In essence, we are all prosperous. We all have something to offer to other people. We always have something to receive from others as well. That can be great, that can be bountiful. So, what is in the way? Is it essential? Is it necessary? Or is it possible to just let go of those superficial things that maybe you hold so much as the only possibility when there are always many possibilities? And just let them go. And realizing that. And realize when something that is not essential is like, oh, okay, I can see that this is an emotion that I had about something, I don't know when, but I can be ready to let go now. And you just say, oh, okay, wow. Hmm. Or it can be a belief. And you say, oh, now I see I'm having this result because of thoughts that I had about it. And I have lived my life and I always had the same results, and it was because of that thought that I was keeping as something that was true, but it's not. Wow, I'm ready to let go of that too. Oh, okay, great. Or it's just a memory that you remember saying, you know what, I'm not that any longer. Those people are not that way any longer. Why would I be holding myself to that situation that is in the past. It's not even in my present moment, it's in the past. It's not even happening, it's in the past. I deserve to be better. I deserve to keep growing, and those people too, in their own ways. So, bye, I'm good. Thank you. Next. You see, it's all about the openness to prosperity, the openness to what is essential, to what has true value, which is not a thought, specific thought, but can be translated by you at some point. It's something that is meaningful, and it can make it easier for you to communicate with others on that. We are all capable, we are all intelligent, we are all very creative. And when it's time to save, save. When it's time to see and act on other possibilities, great. When it's time to focus and doing it for the purpose of seeing the expansion of that in the long run, go for it. If it's the moment to give yourself more comfort, do it. So only you can know what you need right now, not in terms of neediness. I'm not talking about neediness. It's about what is essential to you right now. So thank you so much for this wonderful conversation. And if you want to go further on that, and you would be willing to share with others the video, or even your thoughts about it, your feelings about it, drop a comment, and see you next time. So take good care, and bye bye.